Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Tarasuk. Alongside me is Ryan, Arham, Nash, and Aryss, and we're going to be presenting devices 23, 25, 26, and 27. Antonagogy. Antonagogy is a way of ordering points to downplay negative points so that the reader feels less strongly about them. The device is used by placing a negative point next to a positive one. By admitting flaws in your argument with the use of antonagogy, you can actually improve your ability to persuade your reader. Additionally, acknowledging problems offers you credibility with your reader, and by immediately offsetting them, you can avoid the damage caused by those problems. Antonagogy examples. Number 1. The car might cost a bit more than other models when it's new, but it more than pays for itself by not breaking down nearly so often as cheaper ones. In this example, it is clearly highlighted the negative points of buying a used car rather than a new car, because in this case, in the long term, buying a new car will be cheaper than constantly repairing your used and old car. In the next example, number 2, while cutting automobile pollution may cause car makers to lose money in the short run, the benefits of cleaner air and a decrease in deaths by respiratory diseases are definitely worth the risk to businesses. In this quote, the negative point is that car makers will lose money due to cutting automobile pollution. However, the much emphasized positive point is cleaner air and a decrease in deaths by respiratory diseases.
A syndeton is a device which removes conjunctions when making a list. It's used to make a list feel spontaneous and have no ending. It allows a speaker to reach their conclusion quickly and creates a flow in their writing. In order to implement a syndeton, just remove conjunctions such as "and" in your statements. Polysyndeton is a device where conjunctions are added between each subject that is listed. It's the exact opposite of a syndeton. You want to have the conjunction "and" in between each subject in order to emphasize the meaning of each one. It's mainly used to create lists where all the subjects have a meaning behind them. An example of a syndeton, a quote by Cesar Chavez: "The message was clear. If it could happen in the fields, it could happen anywhere, in the cities, in the courts, in the city councils, in the state legislatures." This is a syndeton because he does not use any conjunctions between each part. This makes the list seem like it's never ending. An example of polysyndeton is a quote by John F. Kennedy, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. This is polysyndeton because he uses a conjunction in between each statement.
Zeugma. What is zeugma? Zeugma is a device in which unexpected items in a sentence are linked together by a shared word. It can encompass subjects linked together by a verb, pronouns by nouns, direct object verbs, adjectival phrases by verbs, and etc. Zeugma can be used in a number of ways, but the most common method is to eliminate the repetition of a verb. Let's check out some examples. Number 1. They cover themselves with dust and glory. This can be seen in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Another example, number 2. We were partners, not soulmates, two separate people who happened to be sharing a menu and a life. This can be seen in The 100 Secret Senses by Amy Tan. And one of the most known is in the Bible. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning and the noises of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they were moved and stood afar off. This comes from the Holy Bible.
A synecdoche and metonymy are very similar, but a metonymy is a literary device where something is referred to by the names of items or the concepts related to it. A synecdoche is a literary device that uses part of something to represent the whole of it. But both these items help create a vivid image within the reader's mind, and they also add a stylistic flair, and both of them draw the reader's attention, but may confuse your readers if used incorrectly. An example of synecdoche will be all hands on deck. In this instance, hands mean sailors, but can also mean helpers. An example of metonymy would be the pen is mightier than the sword. In this instance, the pen means words and the sword means violence. Another example of metonymy would be the Crown issued a new law this morning. In this instance, Crown means authority. And another example of synecdoche would be the boots have just arrived from the war. In this instance, boot means soldiers.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and we're gonna have a quiz right now. The first question, if you wanted to downplay negative points so that the reader feels less strongly about them, what do you use? Polysyntheton, antenagogy, metaphor, or zeugma? Write your answers down now. Second question, what is an example of zeugma? Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. We were partners, not soulmates, two separate people who happened to be sharing a menu and a life. Sometimes the homies need a hug. The trumpets, trombones, clarinets, oboes, bassoons, flutes are all part of the band. Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Question 3. Which device is this? Pretty simple, I think. The Crown issued a new law this morning. Crown equals authority. Syncopation, repetition, metonymy, and zeugma. In this use of blank, what can fill in the blank? The blank has have just arrived from the war. Parallelism guns, polysyntheton soldiers, simile men, synecdoche boots. What is the purpose of a syntheton? A syntheton adds rhythm and cadence, the feeling that ideas are being built up to a sentence. A syntheton emphasizes a point within comparison so the reader relates and understands. Or, a syntheton utilizes the reader's connotative meanings to reveal an implied message. Next question. What is an example of a syntheton? I came, I saw, I came, I saw. At the zoo today, we saw hippos and tigers and lions and penguins and zebras and flamingos. I like. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Get busy living or get busy dying. I take what's mine, then take some more. That doesn't sound right. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. I like that quote. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. Next question. Which is a literary device that uses part of something to represent the whole? Metaphor, synecdoche, metonymy, or antenagogy? Next question. Which former Weekend Update host believes the 1987 movies Planes, Trains, and Automobiles starring Steve Martin and John Candy to be the best movie of all time? Chevy Chase, Norm Macdonald, Seth Meyers, Charles Rocket, Dennis Miller, Kevin Nealon, or Colin Quinn? If you read the directions, this should be pretty easy. Which two devices specifically help create a vivid image within the reader's mind, is used for stylistic flair and draws the reader's attention, but may confuse readers if used incorrectly? Parallelism, repetition, parallelism, hiasmus, repetition, a syntheton, synecdoche, metonymy, or antenagogy and polysyntheton? Well, guys, in the next slide here we have the answers. Hopefully you got them all right, and thank you for watching. Bye.